tons of rewards coming this week, and Identity 5 might be having its biggest rework ever. Let's begin. Let's get straight into talking about what we got last week. Well, this is gonna take 2 seconds. We didn't get anything last week, we just got bug fixes. So let's move on because we have a lot of information to talk about what we're going to be getting next week. So next week we're going to be getting, of course, the Thanksgiving event. The main event that's coming is going to give us tons of different rewards. I'm assuming they're going to come with missions and daily logins as they usually do for every event. And if we do these things, we'll be able to receive a B tier unlock card, an emote unlock card, all of these are permanent, a dynamic portrait unlock, so you'll be able to get anything that you want, an event portrait and an event portrait frame, and a ranking protection card. That's a very uncommon reward for us to get, but we're going to be getting that too. During this event, all characters will be unlocked and playable for everyone for a period of time, and there will be a 40% discount card for skins that can be used on the crossover that's currently going on with the Bungo Stray Dogs crossover, and also there's going to be a 50% discount card off buying any character. Along with this main event, we're also going to be getting a return of tons of content. First of all, we're going to be getting the return of the Chasing Shadows, Tarot, and Breath of Madness events, as far as I understand, or maybe just the rewards to be purchased, I'm unsure. The rewards that will be returning for this will be, of course, the B tier Dream Witch Broadcaster skin, Winning a Race emote, some portraits and portrait frames and stuff like that. In the store, the main game store, we can expect to see, I'd assume they're coming to the main store, these skins Yesterday for Doctor, Cheshire Cat for Mercenary, Architect for Mind's Eye, and Ace for Acrobat if you're a survivor, you want to buy a survivor skin. And hunter skins that will be returning should be the Celestial Cycle for Wu-Chang, Crescent Knight Violinist, Abyss Nightmare skin, and Night Tide's Bloody Queen. This is the first time we've ever seen the Nightmare skin return. It came out this time last year with the big event, so people that didn't get it for free during that event will now be able to purchase it. In the Spyglass store, I expect to see the return of the emotes and chase music. So chase music will be able to see Pixel Pika Polka that we talked about before, Movement Proposition, these are both survivor chase musics, and Brightly Fancy and Robo Western for hunters that should be returning, along with the emotes Shout, Lie Down, and Provoke. Also probably Standby Motions Snooze for tons of different survivors, and Hug Me, that's an emote for Thief, and Accept Presence emote that is also for survivors. I'm not really sure why they've kind of separated them on the list, but I guess they might all be returning for the Spyglass store. Maybe some of them will be added to the store. I am unsure at this point. So we have tons of content coming this week. That's really, really exciting. But I think you guys should be more excited about what we can expect from the future. One of the smaller pieces of news that we've got are that we've got 2 crossovers coming up. Of course, you guys know the Project Zero crossover, and we've also got the Mitsushi Kamata crossover coming soon. That was the steampunk one that we talked about not too long ago. We've had some teasers and arts for the skins that are going to be coming out, at least some of them. The Project Zero 2 crossover has of course had the reveal today, at least the time of speaking, for Geisha's skin for the crossover. That's Sae Kurosawa. It's a really cool looking skin. I'm looking forward to seeing that in the game, of course. And the Mitsushi Kamata crossover, that is the steampunk vibed one, is coming January 18th, and it will have the Archduchess Mary skin, very, very fancy indeed, and Paper Wings skin for Toy Merchant, that is also very fancy. I must say, I really do like this steampunky vibe that they've gone for, especially with their weird kind of animalistic kind of vibe. They've also gone for it. As for some more skins that they've revealed and promised us for the future, we have also just seen all of the Deduction Star skins that should be coming, I guess, over the next year. There are tons of A tiers and some really, really fancy S tiers. I'm probably showing them on the screen right now. I'm not going to talk about all of them, but they are really, really fancy. Some of them people like, some of them people don't like, but I'm pretty sure everyone is really, really happy with the S tiers at least. As we approach season 24, they've of course released a lot of stuff about what we can expect in season 24. Of course, the Logic Path skin and also the rank accessories. So the Logic Path skin is going to be for Breaking Wheel, and it's called Nutcracker. I really love how Breaking Wheel gets all the cool and fun skins. This one is one of my favorite ones. Again, I'm really excited that they put some kind of thought and effort into this skin. On the Logic Path, of course, this will come along with an accessory, a portrait, and a portrait frame, as they always do. Season 24's rank accessories have also been revealed, as I just said. The S tier one is going to be for Wu-Chang and it's called Witness. It's a very complicated looking accessory. I'm really unsure how that's going to look on his hip unless they've changed around where that's going to go, but it looks like a weird box in a garden. I'm very unsure what it looks like. There's the Zoetrope A tier accessory for Little Girl. It'll probably make kind of her pages on the ground look like kind of auroras or something like that. And they've also shown us the Razor accessory for Embalmer. I'm really unsure what this is going to change. And of course, they revealed the skins that are going to be coming out with Season 24 Essence 1. I'd assume that's what it's going to be called. They've revealed the S tier that's going to be for Composer, along with Composer's story video that they released as well. Although we don't really know what his abilities are, there are some rumors on what they could be, but I'm not going to be talking about that in this video as we have so much to talk about today. And until this week, we probably won't know what his abilities are 100% for certain. They also revealed a Dream Witch skin that's A tier and an A tier skin for Embalmer. So Embalmer's getting both an A tier accessory and an A tier skin as well this season or next season, so that's going to be really exciting. A lot of people, and including me, don't really see how Composer looks like Composer in this S tier skin. The S tier skin looks more like a mercenary skin. He's holding knives instead of these tuning fork things. Very, very confusing. It doesn't look anything like Composer to me. Maybe they just wanted to make this character look really cool and edgy so that it would actually sell. And they also revealed the B tier skins. I'm assuming they're B tier and none of them A tier because they don't look like they're A tier for Christmas that will be coming in December. Yay, that's exciting. They revealed Photographer, Entomologist, and Evil Reptilian will all be getting Christmas themed skins. In NetEase's Thanksgiving stream, they also revealed a ton of map adjustments that will be coming with the next season. There are going to be some massive changes. Moonlit River Park is going to be really, really strong now for survivors as they're adding in a lot more palettes, windows, and areas for survivors to kite in where there were no areas before. So this is going to make it so that Moonlit River Park feels a little less empty for survivors that want to transition. Sacred Heart Hospital is having some of its palettes and some new windows added, palettes of course removed as well. So it's going to be different, that's for sure, especially when you consider the new Persona Web changes that are going to be added for Hunter and for Survivor. Leo's memory is going to have some of its strongest loops adjusted. They're not going to be as strong and as simple to play as they were before. You are going to have to use your brain to mind game a little bit, but I do think I agree with most of the changes that are there. Well, we've yet to see what that's going to be like in the game. And Lakeside is having some major adjustments with some extra kiting parts added and the removal or moving of the entrance to the boat and some other small adjustments like that too. This is really going to change up how the game is played, but this is not going to change it up as much as what we're going to talk about next. Persona Web adjustments. NetEase's finally decided to rework the Persona Web to add some new effects, change some other ones. It's really, really exciting to see. The Survivor Persona Web is going to change up like this. They've added some new effects. They've added mutual support. Mutual support lets all survivors that are not being chased the ability to see each other through walls across the map. So if you're being chased, you'll know who's being chased because you won't be able to see where they are. They've added the Persona Web trait Brewing effect that gives you an effect when accelerated decoding activates. Any survivor that's not decoding during this period will get a 1% buff to their decoding speed every second up to 10% maximum that will disappear after 10 seconds of decoding, or if you stop decoding a cipher machine. So let's say you're running away from a hunter, the hunter leaves you, you then go to a cipher machine, you'll probably have a 10% boost in your decoding speed for 10 seconds. That's really exciting and just adds to accelerated decoding even more. There's a new trait, Telepathy, that makes all teammates highlighted for 5 seconds every 40 seconds after activating the exit gate. there are tons of reveal kind of survivor effects where you can see each other. I'm really unsure where they're going to be placed on the Persona web, because if you're going to take kind of this one and this one and this one, you might as well just not have this one, because you can already see the survivors because of this effect. It's a bit confusing, but it looks like there's going to be a lot of revealing, so you'll know where teammates are. So this is really helping solo queue players, because they'll be able to know where everybody is at every moment of the match. They've added the new trait Companion Effect, where you will receive a 35% speed boost for 2 seconds after being rescued from the rocket chair. This is something that kind of I was expecting to have already had in the game, but they never added it. There is one trait that exists already where you, if you are the rescuer, will get a speed boost after rescuing someone, but not the person who's being rescued. Now this person can take it along with them themselves, themselves, and they will have an extra chance of escaping from the hunter for 2 seconds. It's like a mini broken windows effect after you get rescued that might help in many situations, especially since Identity 5 is based around the camping strategy. Knee jerk and broken windows are now going to be combined into one effect, and it will have a small downside now where you'll have a decreased movement speed by 25% when you go beyond the hunter's terror radius. There's a new trait, muscle memory, that will increase interaction speed when vaulting pallets and windows by 5, 10 or 15% depending on how many stacks you have, with a 20-second cooldown. This is really impressive. Now survivors that have kind of bad vaulting speed will be able to take this with them to be able to boost their vaulting speed by quite a lot. So characters like Mechanic won't feel as punishing anymore to kite with, and especially if you're like a crazy kiter like let's say Forward or Batter, you'll be able to vault pallets even faster than you could before, having something like a 45 or even 75% vaulting speed buff. That's kind of crazy if I remember the stats for Batter correctly. This is going to be absolutely crazy. You'll be able to vault instantaneously, but if you're a slower vaulter, this is going to be really impressive too. They've made Distress, that is an existing one already, base kit. This is the one when the person who has Distress is sitting on the chair, it would reveal everyone. They've replaced this now with Herd behavior, as it is base kit now. Herd behavior reveals the hunter's outline to all survivors for 5 seconds after a chase has been ended by escape, not by being knocked down, for 5 seconds. So when you ping the hunter has changed target, now the survivors will be able to see in which direction the hunter is even going. That's going to make it really difficult for hunters to be able to change target. So they are really going to be pushing focus down on one survivor, don't give up on that survivor. Flywheel effect is also going to receive a nerf to do with its effects of being able to dodge damage from Naiad and Breaking Wheel. I'm unsure exactly what they meant by the wording, but it does look like they're trying to nerf it in some way. The hunter persona web is also going to be changed up. They're adding a new persona web trait, Nostalgic, that will reveal survivors' locations after they've been rescued. So the person who's rescued, I'd assume. This will also increase your movement speed by up to 10% when following a survivor that is more than 12 meters away after I'm assuming that someone's been rescued for 12 seconds. It doesn't specify the person that has just been rescued. You might be able to use this to be able to go and hit a survivor that came in for the rescue. I'm not really sure, but this effect will then end when a survivor has been knocked down, or I guess after the 12 seconds have passed. Tinnitus has now been moved to base kit, and they've replaced this effect on the persona web with the trait Exhibitionist. This will increase the attack speed recovery by 10% after missing an attack. So as long as you don't hit them, you'll get a faster recovery. Not much faster, but a little bit faster. It will also increase attack recovery by 15% more, up to a maximum of 40% for every survivor within 24 meters of you, and it will end when a survivor is tied to a rocket chest. You won't get any attack recovery when trying to camp someone. This is of course to balance out any type of camping strategy, but it also gives you a little bit better chase, gives you a little bit better of a chance when you're dealing with multiple survivors. I guess that NetEase has noticed, I think that lots of players are playing kind of 3v1 in some kites, so this is going to make it a little bit easier for hunters. Control Freak, that used to be the one that increased the rocket chair speed, has now been adjusted completely. I think it's had its effect removed, and it's now been changed to increase movement speed by 6% for 4 seconds after dropping from a height. So now if you drop from something, you'll get a little speed boost upon landing that will help you catch up with survivors. But that means now that rocket chairs won't have their speed increase. So some hunters are going to suffer a lot because of this, but maybe this kind of extra speed boost might help a little bit in chasing and getting people down faster. There's a new trait, Mischievous, that will increase ballooning speed by 20%. This is a weird effect, but it does make sense when we're having more and more harassers such as Batter and Forward and other characters being able to kind of come in and stun you when you kind of pick someone up. This is going to be something that will help you to kind of mess around with the timing that some survivors have already learned, meaning you'll be able to put people in balloons and maybe move out of the way before you get hit by a Forward or a Batter's ball. There's a new trait, Addiction. When 2, 3 or 4 survivors are within 24 meters of you, your stun and your crowd control effects that have been applied to you, recovery will be increased by 10, 15 and 20%. I'm assuming they've got rid of the kind of one that separated maybe like Iron Will or whatever the effect was. I've forgotten what it was called, that made it so you would increase your stun recovery. They've changed that, I think, I'm assuming, to one where if you have more people around you, you'll be able to recover faster. they've added the trait Impulsive that will increase your movement speed by 10% when using a charged attack. Wither effect has had its numbers adjusted a little bit, it's been buffed. This is the effect where if you hit a survivor when they're running towards a rocket chair and there's somebody on the rocket chair, that little speed boost after you hit them will be decreased a little bit so they won't go as quickly towards the rocket chair. They've changed it from 10, 15, 20 to 15, 25, 35. So this is a big change, meaning that the speed boost will be even smaller, meaning you might be able to get to the chair in time to be able to stop them. And they've slightly buffed but also nerfed, but I guess just adjusted kind of a little bit, confined space, where if a hunter can now vault a blocked window that's blocked by confined space, but that window will then be opened for survivors to go over again, so it kind of gets rid of the confined space effect. We also are going to receive tons of adjustments for survivors, including postman, antiquarian, prospector, perfumer, mechanic, dancer, hermit, clerk, and smiley face. I'm not going to talk about all their adjustments. Most of these are going to receive nerfs. The smiley face notably receiving a little bit of a buff. That's quite good, but we'll be talking about those maybe closer to the big change so that we can know exactly what the numbers are going to be and if these characters are even going to get adjusted in the first place, because these are of course all what they expect to change and what they will add to the test server. Moving on to the Talk in the Manor, where I respond to your comments you guys left on my recent video. We have a comment here from El Filippo that says, "Poor Jojo Bold, he's in his own category above everyone else." I had a little bit of fun editing Jojo Bold for this kind of little pet. It was a lot of fun to do, and I don't think that Kira really understood the reference here, but it was a little bit of fun for you guys to see, and I'm glad that some people recognized it and understood why I was putting it in this tier list. Which adjustment are you most excited for the upcoming season 24? Tell me down in the comments below, and whilst you're down there, remember to like and subscribe and check out the Black Phoenix IDV channel. Have an amazing day, guys. Bye bye.